When I bought the bike, all was well, or so I thought. The first issue I had was I couldn't see the warning lights, or as the Americans would say, the idiot lights. This was fixed in an earlier video using LEDs, and all was well, or so I thought. When I go riding, I always fill the tank up and set the trip meter to 0. This should give me around 160 miles worth of riding easily. The trip meter was 116 miles, so I was only going around 10 miles, no issue. Or so I thought. At about 6 miles I lost power. The bike stopped, so I switched it to reserve. It would still not start. Well, it would start for a few seconds then die. Could be the ignition issue as the engine was warm and possible coils, leads or plugs breaking down. Usually with this though you would get some kind of misfire indication. Could be fueling, but I know there is fuel in the tank. I'll call my brother. I waited for my brother to bring me some fuel, and by this time the bike had cooled. Put some more fuel in, it started, and I rode home 4 miles, no issues. But I knew I had to investigate and would start with fueling. First, let's remove the seat. The bolt is 12mm. Next part to remove is the control light unit from the tank. There are 3 bolts that have to be undone using a 5mm Allen key. I made a mistake here, leaving the unit connected. I should have disconnected the unit, which I did do later. I initially taped it to the steering column. Not a good idea, giving it no protection from knocks. I always where possible put the bolts back, hopefully stopping me from losing them. Let's move on to the Petcock and make sure it's turned off. Now to remove the carburetor feed pipe from the Petcock. To do this I use needle nose pliers to squeeze the clamp and allow it to slide back on the pipe. Put some rag under the pipe before you pull it off the Petcock. There will always be some spillage from the pipe. Last few things before removing the tank. Remove the tank bolt, which again is 12mm. Gently lift the tank from the seat end and slightly ease it back. This will expose the breather pipe at the front of the tank, highlighted by the red arrow in the photo. That has to be disconnected from the tank. It will just pull off, there should be no clamp on it. The bike with the tank removed. Trying my best to protect the tank, I bubble wrapped it and removed the filler cap. I then proceeded to drain off the remaining fuel. None would come with the Petcock switched to reserve. The fuel is very difficult to get out and resulted in me removing the Petcock. This helped, but not massively. Inside the tank there must be baffles stopping the flow of fuel and turning it upside down to take fuel from the filler cap. Didn't make much difference. You can see what came out. I reckon there was around 7 litres of petrol when I started. In the end I spent 3 days cleaning the tank as best I could, flushing with gallons of water. I'm sure earlier in its life it has had a tank sealer put in. This is what was now flaking from the inside of the tank. The only definitive way to remove the sealant, as far as I know, is to use acetone. This would be dangerous with the tank paint and risk ruining it, so for me this was not an option. There is also a view for the main and reserve pipes taken off the Petcock. All of them are full of debris and had to be cleaned. New gaskets had already been bought, as I guessed. I will be doing this. The part numbers are seen in the description. As the tap was not leaking itself, I only needed the mounting gaskets and the mounting screw gaskets. Total cost of around £6. I will take the bike off the road in the winter, and so I'll be flushing the tank again then. Also, whilst the tank was off, I found the cam cover gasket was hard and so weeping slightly, and the relays mounting rubbers, which I had 3 of, were all perished and new ones needed. This will all be seen in future videos.